Julie Fesco is the writer, producer, editor, and narrator at Cat Chat Productions. She is also a performer who has studied improv at Upright Citizens Brigade and has had the privilege of studying under Jeff Hiller, Matt Denny, Caroline Fiona Martin, Alex Dixon, Sebastian Canelli, and Albert Tabak. Julie performs stand-up at select open mics in New York City and is continuously working on her 5 to 10 minute set under the guidance of Chris Griggs. She recently completed Season 1 of Drinks and Frames, Cat Chat Productions' top media project. Drinks and Frames was a finalist at the Independent Shorts Awards, a semi-finalist at the Indie Short Fest, and at the Web Series Festival. Drinks and Frames was officially selected to be part of the Hollywood Gold Awards and the Baltimore Next Media Web Fest. And now, please enjoy Drinks and Frames with Julie Fesco.
Whoa, what an introduction. I mean, did you guys see those videos? Of course you did, because we are live right now. Thank you everyone for joining. I am so thrilled to be here with you, and I'm thrilled that you're thrilled to be here with me. I want to start off and thank Eminent Artists Agency for sponsoring and hosting our very first live episode. We're honored to be an eminent artist and as well as being a part of this great community. So thank you. For those of you who are here because you are fans of Drinks and Frames and have been following the webisode progression and just can't get enough, welcome back for more Drinks and Frames. And if this is your first webisode, well, hello. This is a great place to start. And after this, just work your way back on the Insta. All the webisodes are still posted up there. But really, it's truly a pleasure to be here in this virtual space with all of you. Now, the really cool thing about this live event is that at the end, we will open it up to Q&A or a discussion. So think of some questions or some topics throughout the duration of the presentation. And I think we'll utilize all the tools that are available to you. Feel free to ask a question in the Q&A or in the chat, or raise your hand, we'll unmute you and you can ask your question verbally. Why not? With that said, I am excited to explore with you the wonderful work of Rachel Ostrow. But before we dive in, let me tell you a little bit more about myself and how Drinks and Frames came about. First, I'm going to share my screen. Boop, boop, boop. The right one. Awesome. Okay. So on March 20th, earlier this year, the Governor's Office of New York issued a stay-at-home order requiring all non-essential government and private sector employees to work from home. On April 24th, the Frick Collection, which is located on the Upper East Side of New York City, launched their very first episode of Cocktails with Curator. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Cocktails with the Curator, it's a weekly web series that is hosted by the Frick's Peter J. Sharp, Chief Curator Xavier F. Solomon. Each webisode explores a piece of artwork that's in the Frick Museum, and Mr. Solomon pairs each discussion with a cocktail. Sound familiar? Well, it should. When I watched the first episode of Cocktails with a Curator, I loved it. I loved it so much. I was inspired to do my own version of Cocktails with a Curator. So I used the same format by discussing a piece of art that's hanging in my apartment and paired each discussion with a drink. However, the critical difference here is that I'm not an art critic. I mean, I'm far from it. I don't know anything about art, nor am I an art curator. I just talk about what each piece means to me and share it with you in a webisode. Okay, with that said, let's get this episode started. Without further ado, welcome to Drinks While Looking at Framed Art in My Apartment, also known as Drinks and Frames. My name is Julie Fesco, and I am the co-curator of my Brooklyn apartment art collection. Today, we will be looking at this warped postcard that I took as a keepsake after attending the opening reception of the One More Time with Feeling exhibition in Brooklyn on November 29th, 2018. So today, we will be pairing this discussion with the art opening drink of choice, white wine in a plastic tumbler that is only a third of the way filled. 3 of these on an empty stomach can make you pretty tipsy. So cheers. All right. The image on the postcard was painted by the Brooklyn-based painter and printmaker Rachel Ostrow. Rachel's oil-on-panel paintings was described by Artforum as, quote, evoking 2 of the most mysterious, enthralling regions of human fascination, outer space and the oceanic abyss. The article continues and says, quote, Ostrow utilizes this magical territory to initiate dynamic relationships between gelatinous marine shapes, cosmic nebula, concertined ridges, and the yawning expanses they inhabit. Holy moly, that was a handful of big words. I need another sip. And refill. All right, that's set. In light of Artforum's statement, here are more examples of Rachel's work. Ooh, this one reminds me of space. However, you probably could convince me that it also reminds you of ocean. Maybe it's like a space ocean. I don't know. Could be like an ocean reflected off of the space helmet of an astronaut. Beautiful. Ooh, this one, definitely ocean for me. Kind of like Arctic Ocean. Ooh, space. Oh wait, no. This one is Arctic Ocean. The other one was ocean as well. This looks like icebergs. This one's space for me. Oh, so cool. All of them are cool. This one reminds me of just opening my eyes onto the glitter of an ocean, and that those brushes at the end are like my eyelashes just about to separate from my eye just to see. Awesome. Okay. You might think that I am some fancy lady going to art exhibits and openings, and you know what? You're right, I am fancy. But this particular opening was different because I know Rachel through basketball. You might be wondering, how would I know Rachel, the painter and printmaker, through basketball? Well, the story is my younger sister was living in a Brooklyn apartment on the 3rd floor and was taking care of her neighbor's cat named Binky. When the neighbor returned, they started talking about this and that, and somehow basketball came up in the conversation. Her neighbor said that he was part of a co-ed pickup basketball group that plays on the weekends, and he invited her to play, and she did the following weekend. After that game, my sister, knowing that I too played basketball, calls me and says, Julie, you need to play basketball with this pickup group. It's like playing basketball in Hey Arnold. Now, for those of you who don't know Hey Arnold was one of Nickelodeon's classic cartoons. The show was about Arnold and his friends growing up in New York City, and in some scenes, the group plays basketball on a makeshift basketball court between 2 apartment buildings. The reason why my sister made this reference is because, much like Hey Arnold, the basketball pickup group also plays on a court between 2 apartment buildings. And this is the court. Do you see the similarities? Let's go back. Hey Arnold, Real life. Hey Arnold. Real life. Pretty similar. And honestly, if there's an opportunity to make my favorite childhood cartoons come to life, I'll take it. This is how I met Rachel. She is the leader and organizer of this wonderful group of diverse people who come together to play basketball on these courts during the summer weekends in Brooklyn. Sadly, we weren't able to do it this summer, but I'm hoping we're able to resume next year. Rachel is not only an amazing artist, she is an amazing person and expects people to be their most honest and truest selves. And when you speak with her, you want to be just that. When I look at this postcard, it reminds me that sometimes if you're willing to go a little bit out of your comfort zone, you open yourself to the chance of meeting and befriending extraordinary people who also did the same. Now, before we conclude the episode and open it up to Q&A, I would like to share an unforgettable moment I had with Rachel this past Halloween. Get your drinks ready. Story time. Okay. Rachel was hosting her annual and final Hallowanis party in Gowanus, Brooklyn. And I was talking to this handsome man on the dance floor, and in the middle of the song, Rachel, who was dancing nearby, turns around and says with such sincerity, "Can you guys keep it down? I'm trying to hear the music." And her costume was a ballerina slipper. So just imagine an angry ballerina slipper yelling at you to keep it down. Love you, Rachel. You're the best. All right. Well, that concludes this live episode of Drinks and Frames. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and we'll open it up to Q&A. I really hope you enjoyed it as much as I have. It was a ton of fun. So again, utilize the Q&A, whatever tools are there, chat, Q&A. Raise your hand. We'll unmute you. We're all here for you. Let's go. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and let's see about getting some questions in. Okay, we have a great question. What position do you play in basketball? Well, that is a good question. When I play in the pickup basketball, I kind of just run back and forth really fast and tire everybody out. That's my position, is to tire everybody out. And then I shoot sometimes and I make it in, like 3-pointers, like away from the rebound people. Who's your favorite Hey Arnold character? Oh, good question. Because I think it's, isn't there like a Deirdre? No, that's a Dor or whatever, Daria or whatever, something like that. Honestly, it actually might be Arnold himself. He's like kind of a cool guy. I like him. Okay, some other chats came in. So let's take a look at my private chats. Ooh, not a question, but a comment. Okay. Angry ballet slipper. Yeah, I know. Angry ballet slipper was it was just really funny. But that's Rachel. I love her. Let's see. Okay. Who would you want to be on your basketball team of all cartoon characters? Great question, Molly. I would say his best friend, was it Jamal, I think? He was awesome at basketball. That was like his thing. He always like carried out a basketball in every single episode. It was great. Not Jamal. Why not, Ed? Is he bad? What other classic Nick cartoons overlap with frames in your apartment? Oh, good question. Freaking love, I don't know, like Doug maybe? Like Doug reminds me of my suburban place, town that I used to grow up in, New Jersey. It's kind of like that. I always wanted to have, and also Rugrats, I always wanted the polka dot skirt. Even though I was a tomboy, I would never wear a skirt. Who's the other co-curator? There is no other co-curator. I am the only co-curator. The head curator is my older sister, Alexandra, who I also live with. She's the head curator of the Brooklyn Apartment Art Collection. Where is your favorite city to explore art and frames? Great question. I think actually New York City. I know it's so lame and boring, but for those of you who are like familiar with New York City, but I've only recently been, invited to all these things through another art friend of ours I met through basketball. And he would take me to all these gallery openings and all these things, just showing me different types of art. And there's so much going on here. There's just, you could see art in a small little like black box, or you can see art in a humongous museum. All the while, you'll always have plastic tumblers with a little bit of wine in it. So it's pretty good. Or sparkling water if you want. Okay, let me see the chats. Oh, okay, sorry, chats. Okay, I love seeing books behind you. What are some of the titles? Well, let's take a look. Of course I put this on the top. Ways of Seeing, Rachel, you're gonna love that I reference this, and Dan. It's backwards. Ways of Seeing is one of, if you ever talk to anybody in the art community, they will always reference this book that was copyrighted in, pages are falling out. I think I want to say like 1973. Came out in 1973. Boom, Waves of Seeing. There's a great essay on women in this. Highly recommend it. It's the one that's actually falling out because I flipped the pages too much. So that's one. This one, this pissed me off so much, this book. The ending sucks because I think Dostoevsky passed away before he can actually conclude the whole series. He was supposed to, I think in his mind, he had like 3 other books. So at the end, it doesn't even end. You're like riveted and you're like, what happens? But then it just ends because he dies. Couldn't finish it. And then The Art of Eating. This is a beautiful book. MFK Fisher is a wonderful writer. Even though she's writing about food, she's writing about food during a time when no one talked about food. It was like this whole nuanced thing. And the way that she wrote about food was really beautiful. Love this book. Read it. Okay. All right, let's see. Yeah, the ending sucks in Dostoevsky because it doesn't end. It's like, to be continued, and then it doesn't continue because he passed away. Oh God, my hair. I hope it wasn't messed up the whole time. Never read it. Don't worry, Rachel. Don't need to. I'll tell you all about it. Very descriptive things, but then it doesn't really happen. Doug is better than Jamal, and I would agree. Oh my God, you hate Jamal. I'm gonna make a t-shirt just for you, Ed, that says, Jamal sucks from Hey Arnold. Oh, what's my shirt? Thank you. Drinks and Frames swag is available. It says Drinks and Frames, and then on the back it says, ooh, so cheers. Thanks, Maura, for the tagline. You got it. You guys, these questions are amazing. Thank you. Thank you for your engagement and just support, and this is so much fun. Where can I find Rachel's art? I'm interested in buying some. Rachel has a website. At the end, after we wrap up Q&A, we're gonna have a slide that says that has her website information, so you can write it down there. She has a link to where you can purchase. You can also Google Rachel art, purchase art, or something, or buy her art, and a link will also come up that way as well. Another one, and then I think we're slowing down in the Q&A, which is fine. Let's see. Where can I watch other episodes of Drinks and Frames? I have all my episodes on catchatproductions.com. You can also go on my Instagram, which is Drinks and Frames. You can find them there. I also have a Vimeo account, a YouTube account. So I'm all over the place. I'm all over the map. You won't be able to miss me. And Rachel says, if you are interested in her art or have any questions, you can also email her. Her contact information is, again, on her website. She is, like I said, an amazing person, and just wonderful. There's also, on her website, there's a beautiful interview with how she actually creates her art. It's really super interesting. I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to mess it up. But it's a lot of fun, and it's worth watching. Ed, shut up. What's her social security number? I don't know. All right. I think, you guys, this has been so much fun. I am sorry if I didn't unmute you if you raised your hand. Oh, Rachel, you did raise your hand. And my sister. Rachel, do you still want to talk? We're going to unmute you. Howard, unmute Rachel. No? Okay, never mind. Don't unmute her. Andrew, do you still want to talk? All right, no. No. Everybody raise their hand. All right. This was so much fun. We're going to end it, but just, wait, just hold on for a second, because there's other videos that are going to play afterwards. So have a great Thursday night. Stay safe. Be happy. And I hope to see you again sometime soon. Thank you, and good night. Bye.